great, right?
Yeah.
It's very exciting for the Hunt Club for you this time.
Very exciting. Yeah, this is a very special movie to me. It's not every movie that I write, so this one I happen to wear an extra hat this time as not only producer and actor, but writer.
Now, tell us what inspired you to write the Hunt Club in the first place.
So there was an original script that came to me from John Saunders, from my producer, Mark Lester. He brought the project to me. He said, hey, I got this script. It's a great idea. Why don't you direct it? And I read the script and I said, look, first off, I can't direct this movie. We need a woman to direct a movie about female empowerment. Secondly, I got to rewrite the script. It's dated. It doesn't land on a message that I want to deliver. And I said, but the idea intrigues me. What would make a man be so emasculated that he feels that he needs to hunt women? Mm-hmm. And so once I kind of percolated that thought, then I dove into the script and I got into who are these guys, how would they end up here, and then how would they lure women here, you know? And when you see things like the Hunger Games and Squid Games, the allure of competing for money and thinking, well, somehow I'll be okay, it can't be that bad or it can't be that dangerous. Well, it can be, you know, it can be life or death, and that's really where it goes in this movie.
So now you went ahead and wrote the script.
Yeah.
Then you went ahead and became a producer, trying to put all of this together.
Right, that's right. I own a company called Latigo Films with my partner Bob Daly Jr. We have some financing that we have access to. We have distribution channels we have access to, and we develop in-house. And sometimes it's a script that I write, like this one, and sometimes it's one that I direct. I'll tell you, one of the things about this movie, because we were shooting at the height of COVID, it's very important that I shoot quickly. So we did a 12-day shoot, 2 6-day weeks. Mm-hmm. And the only reason we were able to do that is, God bless Elizabeth and these actors, allowing me to take a second unit and direct that unit. And by having 2 units going at the same time, we were able essentially to do what you can do in 24 days in 12 days.
I know the choice of Elizabeth directing this was quite different because I've seen her on some projects before.
Right, she did a rom-com with me called Just Swipe, which is out right now, and then this is but she was my first AD on all the stuff I was doing. So when I did Deathlink, which is a horror thriller, she was there with me. So she knows the genre just by association. She's been on all the projects with me in one shape or the other as an AD or something else, a producer. So in this case, I think she was ready, and we talked a lot about the shots and everything else. Yeah.
And what about the cast? I mean, it's a small, intimate cast, and you brought them all out onto an island out in Mississippi.
We went into this little town called Wiggins. If you haven't heard of it, that's because there's almost nobody there. This little tiny town with a nice piece of water and cabins on the water, and what we actually did is we moved in. We took over this entire water park. We moved into these cabins. Mena even lived in a cabin, and we really felt like we were in this isolated place. And by the way, it was amazing to be quarantined like that from COVID. So we were there for 2 weeks, living in this I would call it a resort, but it's really not. It's more, cabins on a lake, but old, rustic, and perfect for this movie. So we had 2 amazing weeks, like I said, with 2 units going constantly. And I think we made a great movie here. Casper Van Dien absolutely crushes it as Carter. I can't imagine anyone else playing that. Mena Suvari is so good. You don't even know how good she is until you're watching dailies every day, and you're in the editing booth every day, and then you realize take after take after take, she doesn't miss. Like, she's just on. So every take you have options to pull from in the edit, and that's amazing.
And don't forget, you're in the film.
I am. It's a little complicated sometimes when you're writing and producing and shooting the second unit, and then you're in the movie. So yeah, it was a lot, but that's what I love.
And David, tell us, what is the allure of you doing independent films for you today?
There's something so pure and beautiful about having your hands in the whole aspect of filmmaking. I almost feel bad not feel bad, but for the big studio films where you have so many heads of departments that are really their own movies. There's a massive team in visual effects. There's a massive team in practical effects. Yeah, on and on and on and on. We really get our hands in everything in independent film like this. You know, I get to participate in all aspects of the movie. And that, to me, is what filmmaking is about. Probably these filmmakers have to go back to when they were in film school to remember what it was like to have your hands in so many pockets on a film. And you really feel like you're part of the entire creative process. It's amazing.
And so what's coming up for you next and your company?
So we have another premiere next month for Wolf Mountain. Hope to see you there. That's with Danny Trejo, Tobin Bell, Malu Trevejo's huge Cuban-American pop star. And that'll come out in the TVOD platforms like this. That one May 9th, and of course Hunt Club April 4th.
Most excellent. Well, hey, David.
Thanks so much.
Appreciate it to see you again.
Great to see you again.
Thank you.
Okay.